three friends about to graduate from high school are invited to one last party, where they hope to sleep with the girls of their dreams, but first they have to get alcohol. That's why today on the Summarizer, Superbad. Seth and Evan are two high school seniors who have been close friends since childhood and are about to go off to different colleges. Neither Seth is good at running, nor Evan at playing soccer. They also are not good with girls and have never been invited to any party. On top of that, they don't go out, they get rejected at bars, have some drinking issues, and are bullied at school. But that same day, in a home economics class, Seth didn't have a partner to bake a cake, so the teacher tells him to work with Jules, the girl he likes. After making a pretty bad cake, she tells him that her parents are away and invites Seth to a party at her house that night. And after this is when we meet Fogel.
Gangsters, what's up guys?
Though he is their friend, they don't want to tell him about today's party, for obvious reasons.
It's 10:33. Here.
What?
But Fogel tells them that he's going to pick up his brand new fake ID today after school, so now they'll be able to buy alcohol. Realizing this, they decide to tell him about the party so he can buy booze for that night.
We're gonna get our drinks on, we're gonna party and get crunk and rock out.
Don't forget the bitches.
While they're eating, they talk about college and the future years. But the important thing is that Evan tells Seth that at tonight's party, he's going after Rebecca.
Rebecca's a bitch.
It turns out that when he was a kid, Seth had a problem.
I was a little kid. Kind of had this problem. Just kind of sit around all day and draw pictures of dicks.
And he hates Rebecca because in a class, she found one of her drawings and she ratted him out to the principal. So he found out the Ghostbusters lunchbox with all the drawings and he flipped out. He called his parents and thought he was possessed by some dick devil.
They literally made me stop eating foods that were shaped like dicks. No hot dogs, no popsicles. You know how many foods are shaped like dicks? The best.
After that, and knowing that Fogel would have an ID to buy alcohol, Jules asks Seth to buy the alcohol for the whole party. And he says, of course, we'll have a fake ID, what could go wrong? And he goes running to tell his friend. So while Seth starts planning everything, he tells Evan that he should also buy the alcohol for Rebecca.
You know when you hear girls saying like, I was so shit-faced last night, I shouldn't have fucked that guy. We could be that mistake.
So now Seth heads off to talk to Fogel about getting the booze, and Evan offers to buy a bottle of vodka for the girl he likes. On the way out of school, they meet up with Fogel, who already has his new fake ID, with the new name, McLovin.
I am McLovin.
Now the three friends head out to buy the alcohol, but Seth's car has been towed.
I mean, because you're not staff.
I know that, faggot! I know that!
So they ride the bus to the outside of a liquor store. Once at the door, Seth thinks that no one would ever buy the fake ID, so he decides to steal the booze. Once inside, he sees the police and bitches out. Then he first comes up with the idea of lying about his age, then having an old lady buy it for him, and finally trying to steal it. But at the end, he doesn't have the courage to carry out any of the three ideas, and ends up without stealing anything. So now they head to another liquor store to see if they can use the fake ID. Fogel is hesitant at first, but ends up going in. After grabbing all the drinks, he shows his ID, and when it looks like he'll finally be able to leave, while all this is going on, Seth and Evan never find out about the robbery because they wander off to see a hot girl from school. By the time they get back, there's a police cruiser at the door, and when they approach and see his friend with the police, they think they busted Fogel. Meanwhile, inside, we are introduced to the two policemen, who begin to ask Fogel and the employee questions about the robbery. After drawing a picture of the possible suspect and asking Fogel for his ID, they offer to take him and the alcohol home in the police car. While this was happening, outside a car hits Seth, and in exchange for not reporting it to the police, the driver offers him some alcohol, but for that they must accompany him to a party of a friend. So now our protagonists split up. McLovin goes with the cops, who are a bit of a mess, and the other two head to a party. In the cops' car, they get a call about a problem at a bar, so they head there to drop McLovin off after that. Once at the bar, they run into a crazy guy who starts running around and throwing things.
Stop what you were doing at once!
Blue guy!
Resisting! Resisting! Wow.
After stopping him, the cops think it was McLovin who stopped the drunk man, so they buy him a few beers. And yes, the policemen drink a few as well. Meanwhile, the other two friends arrive at the party of one of this guy's best friends. He wasn't actually invited though and gets kicked out of the house.
Truce, man.
After seeing that, Seth goes to get the booze, finds a fridge full of beers, and starts refilling some bottles of detergent to take to the party. Meanwhile, Evan was looking for a phone to talk to his girl, and ends up getting into a room with some strange guys.
He's Jimmy's brother, the guy, the singer. He's the guy with the sing for us. Sing.
But the singing session is over when the owner of the house sees Seth with alcohol and also finds out that he was dancing with his fiancée. In the meantime, McLovin and the cops were still drinking beers when they get a call about the disturbance at the party where the rest of his friends were. So they head towards the party and... First, the police are going to arrest the guys because they have alcohol, and McLovin doesn't recognize them because of the broken windshield. But when he gets out of the police car and realizes it was his friends, they all get the hell out of there. After a couple of blocks, McLovin, Seth, and Evan meet up and finally end up arriving with all the alcohol at the party. Well, with almost all of it, because minutes earlier the drunk guy at the bar broke the vodka that Rebecca had specially ordered to Evan. Once at the party, Evan finds Rebecca, but she is too drunk.
But she's totally hammered, and if I get with her and I'm not drunk, isn't that, like, unethical?
Oh, not if you're drunk too.
Great idea, Woody. I like your thinking.
So he follows her friend's advice and hides in a bathroom to get drunk. Meanwhile, McLovin starts dancing with the girl he told the time to at school, but let's get back to what matters. Evan, already drunk, goes to talk to Rebecca, and she invites him upstairs to tell him something.
Oh, you can just tell me here.
They go to the bedroom, but everything is a mess. He's a bit drunk, and she ends up throwing up on the bed. Meanwhile, Seth is also having a bad time. I guess between the combination of detergent and beer, he is completely drunk. And while talking to Jules, he kisses her, but immediately she tells him they need more time.
I think maybe...
What the fuck?
Help me.
The one who's having a good time is McLovin.
It's in. Oh my god, it's in.
He did it.
I did it.
He did it.
But it is at that moment when the police arrive and begin to remove everyone from the house. Seth manages to get Evan out, and the police find McLovin in bed with the girl. But now they are mad at McLovin because he ran away from the car.
Okay, he's our friend. We don't do that. We should be guiding his cock, not blocking it.
There they tell him that they wanted to show him that the police could have fun too, and that's why they were trying to have fun all night.
We know you're not 25, man. We're not idiots, McLovin. Yeah.
After that, McLovin asks them for one last favor, and the three of them leave together. Finally, McLovin is asked to sign something that says he witnessed the police car being stolen, and after crashing it, they set it on fire. Meanwhile, Evan is feeling better, and they go home with Seth. They apologize, say I love you to each other, and go to sleep. The next day, they go shopping for clothes. They meet Jules and Becca after talking for a while. The movie ends, when each goes with their girl, because they conveniently had to buy similar things. So that was the summary of Superbad. Comment which series or movie you'd like me to summarize for future videos. See you later.
Go to work.
Okay. Bye.